Welcome to the Georgia Pre-K Provider Portal Director Training Session. In this video presentation, we will discuss dashboards by roles, working with waivers requests in the Georgia Pre-K portal, working with the document library and reports in Georgia Pre-K, next steps and support. First, let's discuss dashboards by user role. Depending on the role you have been assigned, you will have access to different features on Georgia Pre-K. You will notice that the primary authorized user and project director are grouped together. It is important to remember that only the primary authorized user can create new users in the Georgia Pre-K portal. Depending on the role you have been assigned, you will have access to different features on Georgia Pre-K. Primary authorized users, project directors, will have access to the Waivers and Requests tab and the Document Library Reports. Site directors will have access to the Document Library and Reports tab. Financial users will have access to waivers and requests, as waivers have financial impact, and these users will also have access to the Document Library for financial documents and reports. In this topic, we will discuss waivers and requests in Georgia Pre-K. Let's discuss the difference between requests and waivers. Requests are items that have an approval process to ensure the provider is compliant with Georgia's Pre-K operating guidelines. Waivers are items that have financial impact. Submitting a request or waiver. All requests and waivers will be submitted and viewed by providers in Georgia Pre-K. Can you guess where you will go to submit a request? You will go to the Request tab on the left panel. Can you guess where you'll go to request a waiver? You will go to the Waiver tab on the left panel. To create and view a request, you will click on the Request tab. The list of available requests to create a new request will be displayed under the New Request tab. You can view the submitted requests under the Submitted Requests tab. Let's take a look at the type of requests that you will find under the Request tab in Georgia Pre-K. Student retention request, late start request, curriculum change request, student chronic absenteeism or tardiness request, primary authorized user email change request, student suspension notification request, modified day request submission, long-term substitute request, change of bank account information request, late roster submission request. Let's take a look at a scenario a provider might have using the Georgia Pre-K portal. A project director meets with the lead teacher in the classroom throughout the year about a child's academic and social-emotional skills progress. Both the family, the lead teacher, and the project director feel as though the child would benefit from another year in Georgia's Pre-K program before moving to kindergarten. What should happen next? The project director should submit a student retention request in the Georgia Pre-K portal. On the Student Retention Request tile, click the Create Request button. Please note, in order to submit a student retention request, the student must be entered under the Class Reporting Manager. Enter the student's name in the Search Student field, then select the student from the results list. Be sure to select the year range from the school year for retention drop-down list. To upload the relevant documents, click the Upload button. Once the document is uploaded, the status will be changed to Submitted. After uploading the required documents, click the Submit button. After saving, a success message will be displayed on the page, and the request will be reflected under the Submitted Request tab. These requests are due by April 30th, 2025. For additional information, refer to Section 6.9 of the Operating Guidelines. Let's take a look at another provider scenario while using the Georgia Pre-K system. After receiving all approved pre-K curricula options, the project director at a site contacts the program's assigned pre-K specialist and says the program has decided to move to a different approved curriculum. What should happen next? The project director should submit a curriculum change request in the Georgia Pre-K portal. The purpose of this request is to formally propose modifications to the existing curriculum to better meet the educational needs of students. This process ensures that the curriculum stays relevant, effective, and aligned with state standards and best practices. By managing curriculum change requests, you help support a high-quality educational program that supports the best learning outcome for all students. To request a supplemental curriculum, please contact your pre-K specialist. On the Curriculum Change Request tile, click the Create Request button. Select the sites from the Select Sites drop-down list and classes from the Select Classes drop-down list. To update the curriculum, click the Add button. Select the curriculum from the request to use the following curriculum drop-down list. Enter the reason in the Reason for Changing the Curriculum section text box and click the Submit button. After saving, a success message will be displayed on the page, and the request will be reflected under the Submitted Requests tab. Let's take a look at another provider scenario. The project director at a site calls their assigned pre-K specialist to discuss the behavior of a pre-K student. They have been working with the child using various interventions with minimal success. On this day, the child has had a rough day and has been sent home with a parent. What should happen next? The project director should submit a student suspension request in the Georgia Pre-K portal. Student suspension notification request refers to the process of creating a suspension request on the portal for a student. Once the provider submits the request on the portal, the pre-K staff will be able to view it. To create the student suspension notification request, perform the following steps. On the Student Suspension Notification Request tile, click the Create Request button. You will be directed to the Student Suspension Notification Request page. Enter the student's name in the search field, then select the student from the results. On the Details associated with the student section, enter the following information. Select the date from the From field. Select the date from the To field. Enter the reason in the Describe the Reason for Suspension text box. Enter details, the list of strategies implemented or plan to implement that will support the student's success upon their return to the classroom. Include information regarding collaboration with support personnel, including pre-K specialists or inclusion specialists in that text box. Note, maximum suspension can be for 2 days only. Click the Submit button. Let's take a look at another provider scenario. The same project director contacts their assigned pre-K specialist a few weeks later with updates regarding the child's ongoing challenging behaviors. After extensive discussion with and the support of the child's family, the director states that they think shortening the child's day might help the child be more successful in school. What should happen next? The project director should submit a modified day request in the Georgia Pre-K portal. Note, before requesting a modified day, it is important to discuss this option with the family. The purpose of this request is to seek approval for changes to the standard instructional day, such as altering the start and end times or adjusting the daily schedule to better accommodate the needs of students and staff. Effectively managing modified day requests ensures that any schedule adjustments are following state guidelines and support the effective delivery of the curriculum. To create the modified day request submission, perform the following steps. On the Modified Day Request Submission tile, click the Create Request button. You will be directed to the Modified Day Request page. Enter the student's name in the Search Student field, then select the student from the results list. On the Details associated with the student section, enter the following information. Enter the reason in the Provide the reason a modified day is being requested text box. Select Yes or No radio button for the options under the Strategies implemented by the provider section. To upload the relevant documents, click the Upload button. The Upload Files pop-up window will be displayed. Refer to the File Upload section for the detailed procedure for uploading the files. Once the document is uploaded, the status will be changed to Submitted. After uploading the required documents, click the Submit button. After saving, a success message will be displayed on the top of the page, and the request will be reflected under the Submitted Requests tab. After submitting a request in the GAPREK system, what if a request is returned for revision? When a request is returned for revision, the project director will receive an email requesting further action. The project director will be able to review the request and upload additional documentation as requested. The specialist will receive a notification when the follow-up has been completed. Now we will take a look at some of the types of waivers that you will find in the GAPREK system. Go to the Waivers tab on the left panel. You will be directed to the Waivers page. On the Teacher Credential Waiver Application tile, click the Create Waiver button. Select the Teacher Credential Waiver application from the Select Type of Waiver Request drop-down list. On the Teacher Credential Waiver Request section, enter the following information. Select the year range from the waiver application for school year field. Select the site from the Site Name drop-down list. Select the class from the Class ID drop-down list. On the Teacher's Details section, enter the following information. Select the teacher from the Select Teacher drop-down list. Select Yes or No radio button for the Is the teacher currently enrolled in a credential program? Select the value from the Qualifying Credential the teacher will earn drop-down list. Select the date from the Projected Completion Date to receive the credential field. Click on the Submit button. Now let's discuss the request and waiver workflow. Each request or waiver is designed to follow a specific workflow for review and approval. The flow is dependent on the request or waiver type and reflects DECAL's current review processes. The system will generate a record for each request or waiver and assign it to the appropriate reviewer. Now we will discuss working with the document library and reports in GAPREK. Let's navigate to the document library. Select the Document Library tab from the dashboard. You will land on the Document Library page. You will have 3 fields you will need to enter in order to filter for the correct documents you are looking for. We will go over each of the fields and their corresponding types. Please note subcategory L2 will be determined by what is chosen in category L1. In category L1, choose from the following: grant level documents, site level documents, requests related documents. Now let's go over the subcategory L2 for grantee level documents. For grantee level documents, select one of the following: finance documents, application documents, finalized grant agreement. If you signed your grant agreement via DocuSign, a finalized version is now available in the document library. Those who signed an alternative way, their finalized versions will be available at a later time in the document library. And policy documents. Now let's go over the subcategory L2 of each category L1 options, starting with site level documents. For site level documents, select one of the following: class level documents, visit documents, Site documents. Please note that visit documents will only be available to site directors after the pre-K project director has acknowledged the visit report. Now let's go over the subcategory L2 for request-related documents. For request-related documents, select one of the following: chronic absenteeism or tardiness request, CYE change request, modified day request, student retention request, bank account change request. Lastly, select the academic year for each of the fields. All the documents under selected category L1 and subcategory L2 will be displayed as a table with the required details. The status of the document will be displayed under the status column. The status is reflective of the pre-K staff's review of your uploaded documents. You can use the search feature by entering the document name. This will narrow down the document you are looking for. Click the X next to your search to return to the default view. Click on the View icon under the Action field to view the document that is attached. Then click on the link under the Name field to download the document. Let's discuss visit reports that will be available in your document library: program visits, roster audit visits, technical assistance visits, and admin visits. Click on the visit reports on the dashboard. To view the visit report, you will need to click Acknowledge. Please note that project directors must acknowledge the visit report before it is available to site directors. After you acknowledge the visit report, you will be able to click on View to view the details of the visit report. Your site information will be displayed. Class information, including the number of children present, will be documented on the program visit report. Information directly related to the visit, populated based on the pre-K specialist feedback, will be included on the visit report. You will also be able to view monitoring guides that the specialist has completed on-site during the visit. Next to the status based on the pre-K specialist feedback, you will be able to view comments for that particular area. You will also be able to see pre-K specialist feedback in addition to a section related to goal planning if relevant. If a specialist requests follow-up documentation, you will receive a bell notification in the GA Pre-K system. Next to the View button beside the related visit report, an Upload button will be available for you to click and upload the requested documentation. Click Upload and the upload page will populate. Upload the requested documentation. Your pre-K specialist will be notified that follow-up was completed and uploaded into the system. Next steps. Familiarize yourself with the GA Pre-K system dashboard. Review user guides based on your role. Contact your pre-K specialist with additional questions. And you can submit a help ticket for assistance in the Georgia Pre-K portal.